Derby County are working on a deal to re-sign central midfielder David Ozoh from Crystal Palace on a season-long loan. Now, Derby County had David Ozoh on loan last season. He made 12 appearances for the Pride Park outfit, scoring 1 goal, playing just over 835 minutes. Now, David Ozoh is obviously a wonderful, wonderful player with a lot of ability, but ultimately injuries kept him out of the forefront last season and was one of the major reasons why Derby County fans are currently having doubts about this deal. Over the course of 2024-25, he missed 233 days, including 37 football games. And that is obviously really, really disappointing for Derby County fans. But he does have ability, and we know that as Derby County fans. We know that when he was part of the midfield, he was probably the best player within that group. Now, will it be a loan with option to buy? Will it end up with that potential permanent option? That's something which we're going to discuss in this video. Now, if you have not done so already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. But let's get into it. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets. Now, David Ozoh signed his professional contract with Crystal Palace, I believe back in 2022, and since then has sort of gone from strength to strength. He's obviously made his debut at the first team level for Crystal Palace, where he's made 13 first team appearances, and obviously last season went out on loan to Derby County where he played just 12 times. Now, he can play anywhere throughout the central midfield region, whether that be holding midfield as a sort of box-to-box number 8 or as a number 10, although it is noted that his best role is either within a double pivot or as that sole sitting midfielder. And I do think that he would fit well with what John Eustace is trying to do. And ultimately, I do believe that having a player like David Ozoh in the building will ultimately help guide and push Kenzo Helpmine into being a much better player, as well as seeing other players take the forefront as well. I think when we look at Derby County across the course of pre-season, that's exactly what they've been missing in the middle of the park. It's that right sort of player to sort of pick up the ball off the back four and be able to move the ball forward. It's something that David Ozoh did brilliantly well last season when he was actually fit and available. But it's one of those which we're going to have to learn to develop over the course of the next few months. Now, BBC Derby Sport, has said that it understands that Derby County are hopeful of completing a loan deal for Crystal Palace midfielder David Ozoh, but it is not yet over the line. He obviously spent last season on loan with Derby County, where, as I mentioned, he made 10 appearances in the Championship, as well as 2 in the Cup competitions. John Percy also reported that he is close to his return to Derby County, with him expected to complete that later on this week. Now, this is obviously a massive move for Derby County for me, because I spoke about it earlier on today. Derby County have some major squad issues at the moment in regards to what's going on, not just in the midfield, but also in regards to injuries and the wide areas. Now, David Ozoh obviously adds another option to Derby County's squad, and that is exactly what Derby County need. And in my opinion, it is a quality option as well. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of talk regarding the likes of Lewis Travis, James McConnell over the course of the last few weeks. And there's also been some murmurs of Kumas from Liverpool. I believe he was on loan at Stoke City last year, but we're going to sort of have to see how that one does develop. Now, I think David Ozoh is a step in the right direction. Now, granted, the injury history is a bit of a worry for anybody involved, but I also think that John Eustace will manage it a lot better, and I don't think that he'll sort of chuck Ozoh in the team if it's not right and not ready. And that's sort of what we've got to sort of develop across the course of this pre-season. And hopefully, obviously, with this deal getting done over the course of this week, according to John Percy, hopefully he can be involved on Saturday and then obviously be a part of the team that head to Stoke on the opening day of the season. Now, it is going to be very interesting to see the return of David Ozoh, because as a player as good as David Ozoh, I'm really interested to see how he sort of develops and finds himself back into the team and rebuilds his fitness, because obviously that was the major issue that we found last season. It's that he obviously just couldn't get back fit. Because obviously it was, was it around November time he got back fit, trained a couple of days, was supposed to start, then picked up another injury, then got back fit. I think he played the Norwich game, I think he played the game after, and then obviously was injured again. So it was sort of like swings and roundabouts, and he just couldn't get fit and be available. And that's obviously what Derby County need. Now, I did speak about this deal, it was either yesterday or the day before, because obviously it was something that was being spoken about on social media, and obviously the forums sort of mentioned it a couple of times as well, I believe. And it's just one of those which, don't get me wrong, I'm happy with the signing because he's a very, very good footballer. But ultimately, the worries that I had about Derby County's squad last season are going to sort of continue into this year, because ultimately the midfield hasn't changed at all. We've lost wide players, we've lost strikers, but we've replaced them. And ultimately, we've still got a ton of injury worries. I think as it stands today, we've got 13 fit senior players, and 3 of them are goalkeepers. One of them has only played half an hour. And obviously that's a little bit of a worry for Derby. It's a little bit of a worry for John Eustace as well, but I'm sure he'll be doing everything he possibly can in order to try and solve this problem that Derby County are facing. And obviously you've got to make sure that these players come back properly. You can't rush them in. Now, I'm pretty sure that there's about 4 or 5 of them that aren't going to be returning until at least the first international break, which I believe is that second week of September. And we've just got to hope that the players we've got can get through until then. And that includes this return of David Ozoh. It includes a player like Ben Osborne, who I don't think has been involved in the last 2 pre-season friendlies for whatever reason. And obviously that is a disappointing one, because that's another midfield injury which Derby County need to sort out realistically. And obviously Derby County will sort of bring in more players. David Ozoh won't be the last player that signs, but obviously there's a lot of work still to do. Obviously they are hoping that Harrison Armstrong becomes available, but obviously at the moment he isn't. So we've sort of got to push forward on that one. Obviously the rumour about Lewis Kumas is one which we can discuss probably tomorrow at some point, and obviously it's one which really needs to get dealt with as well, because I think he would be a half decent signing for Derby County and give us a few more options. But there's a lot of work still to be done, and I'm hoping that John Eustace, David Clowes and Stephen Pearce are working through it with the scouts, with the analysts, getting the right deals done and getting the right deals in place. Because at the moment, don't get me wrong, I think when everyone's fit, I think this squad is a lot better than what we had 12 months ago. But the problem that we're facing is that not everyone is fit, and not everyone's going to be fit for at least the next couple of weeks. So we're going to have to wait and see on that one, but you can obviously let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. But let's finish there. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets.